Hello everyone, welcome to my living room. Nice to see you again, and today I'm gonna do a personality quiz, because why not? And one of my friends was asking me for it for weeks, and I said that I want to film a video on it, so I'm doing this for you, Anya. But let's just dig in. I'll take the 16 personalities. It's on 16personalities.com. I think it's the most common taken personality test. So I'm just going online. There is like the community, there's a personality types that you can read about all of them, and other surveys and articles you can read about. But at the moment I just want to take the test, and if you're interested I will link the website down below so you can read it for yourself. I think most of the people that are taking the personality quiz online, especially for YouTube, they're using the 16 personalities test. I want to use it as well. My friends used it, so I'm just gonna take the same one because I want to see what's it gonna be. Test. So here is the first question. First question is, you enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people? I do. I love social events with lots of people. Lately I don't get to see them anymore, or I don't get to participate in a lot of events, especially with the current situation. But even, I mean, before that, the past couple of years, my life has been boring, so that is what it is. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Oh, definitely, I love doing that. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. I like to plan where I want to go, and I like to put on the list what I want to see in that place that I'm going. But it's sort of the organizing part and how to get there and everything usually with my husband. So I think I'm gonna take I agree but not completely, so it's like this. Yeah, you often think about what you should have said in conversation long after it has taken place. Well, to be honest, maybe. Sometimes, yes, I do. I like talking to myself. Sometimes I'm just sitting alone and then just reminding myself, this is a part of overthinking, and I need to stop overthinking, because I would like remember about a completely insignificant conversation that completely insignificant stuff happened, but I still sometimes running through my mind. And like lately, two days ago, I was like sitting by myself just doing some stuff, remembering about a really stupid situation in my head, and I was just tired and everything, and I just said to myself, I just said, shut up. Oh my god, I just get to annoy my own self. Now that's a productive point in life, when you get to ignore your own self. If your friend said about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try to solve the problem. Well, yeah, I think it is. If the problem is solvable from my perspective, if I can do something, I can solve it. But I'm more like support them, because if it's not in my powers to solve the problem, I'll at least offer some support. So I mean, I'll put it somewhere here, because it depends on what the situation is. So sometimes I might try to solve it if it's in my powers to do so. As well, people can rarely upset you. I don't know, can people really upset me? Not really. It depends on what people, what they say, and how I behave about it. But I don't really get upset by people, because I don't really give a shit about what people say, like seriously. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Well, it depends on the people. This is a very vague question. It depends on the people. I think I'm gonna be like somewhere in the middle. I'm the kind of person that maybe it's shy to start the conversation, but I'm alright to continue the conversation. So maybe I'll put it somewhere here, because I might start the conversation sometimes. It depends. It really depends. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes, definitely. I mean, as soon as For example, what I used to do, you know, I'd go on holiday, I wouldn't do my diet, I wouldn't do my workouts because I just relax, you know. But usually I would just come back from holiday straight away the next day that I would need to, according to my schedule, because I always had a schedule. I would go to the gym, I would start my diet over and everything. So yeah, that's completely the way I am. As soon as I can, I always go back to what I can, what I do. Unfortunately, I think I'll have to get a new gym membership because apparently my gym is closed. That's kind of sad. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. I'll put neutral. I mean, I don't really care, but I like it if it's positive, if it's a good impression, so I'll put a neutral one. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. Not bored, but wasted, because I don't get bored by myself, but I feel like, you know, it depends. To be fair, I have a lot of free time at the moment, so I can do a lot of stuff by myself during the week, and on the weekend I love spending time with other people. So I'd say neutral. You are more of a detail-oriented than a big picture person, maybe. I don't know. I know what big picture is it, but sometimes details don't always affect the big picture, so that's why I just like to pick on some details if they can be modified, because sometimes the small details wouldn't affect the big picture, but I would still want them. So yeah, I'm a detail person, okay? I am a detail, but not completely detailed one, so I'll just put the second one, yeah. You are very affectionate with people you care about. Definitely, yes, I am. I agree. Next page. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. Somewhere yes, somewhere no. I'm more like spontaneous, but there are some things that I like to take care of myself, so I'd put this little thing. You are still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago. Not really, I just have memories that just pop up spontaneously in my head, and I'm just thinking, what a bitch have I been. Next. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found further away from the action. No, definitely, I disagree. I'm always in the action. So yeah, I completely disagree with that. I like to be there where everything is happening. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. So I would disagree, because I actually am a quite impulsive person, which is one of my negative features, because I would do something just because I feel like it. So it's like, it depends on my mood and my emotions and everything. And maybe that's why sometimes I'm spontaneous, sometimes I'm impulsive, and sometimes it goes into negative outcomes, because sometimes I just do shitty choices due to that. So that's what it is. Not completely like that, so I mean, I might do like a little bit disagree. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Yeah, I can browse pretty much, look at what stuff people usually, my husband usually hates me for that, because he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna look this, and I'm just gonna watch it, and that's it. But me, I can just sit for hours, and yep. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. It depends on the situation of the pressure. It depends on the people that I'm with. If it's in a professional situation, then I can say yes, agree. Sometimes I lose my shit, so I'd put it here. Like, not completely agree, but I'll agree, because there are specific situations when I can actually get control and keep my shit together. Next. When in a group of people you don't know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. Well, if we're hanging out, then yeah, definitely. I have no problems. I mean, you know, hi, I like what you're talking about. Can I talk about it as well? Because I have my own opinion on it. You can never shut me out. I mean, that's how you make friends. You just get into random conversations with strangers. Well, it depends on the situation, so I'll still put like that. not completely agree, but agree, you know, they agree. It's a definite agree, but it's not like an absolute agree. Next, when you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. They are. Fucking hell, yeah, they are. Bizarre and fantastical all the time. You wouldn't even want to know what I dream of. Some of them are like, sometimes I just don't want to talk about my dreams because they are so fucked up. I dream animals, like different dimensions, different people. I live the life of different people. I see shit happening, like a lot of things I just don't control. We don't really control our dreams. Well, the thing is that I like that I'm not in control of the dream, because I'm there for the adventure. So that's what it is. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life. If I need to get somewhere, I'll get somewhere. And if someone needs to move from my way, I'll just say, please move, or move it. Cause I ain't got all day and I got shit to do. So I'm sorry. Sometimes it comes out rude, but I'm just like, I wanna do this. I wanna do this now. And I have the chance to do it now. You're bothering me right now, so please get lost. You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. Yeah, pretty much. I'm a bit hesitant to always put like a strong agree, because there are always specific and different situations when what other things happen, so that's the only reason why. I'm mostly focused on my goals, if I know what my goals are. If you have a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge. Well, yes and no. I mean, if I fuck up completely, then yes. But I go back and try to think of what I've missed on. So, I mean, I'll go somewhere, I'll go on the neutral side, because it depends on what kind of mistake I made. And at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people, and mostly talk to ones you already know. I disagree. I love meeting new people. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. No. Philosophical discussions are my favorite. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Yeah, I don't like crying in front of others. Maybe it's because in my childhood, they were like, when I was a kid, boys my age, they were told like, don't cry because only girls cry. And there was like, and I was like, why do girls have to cry? That means I want to be strong, and I want to be strong like a boy. So that's why I kind of trained myself not to cry. I always would train myself not to cry in public. So I know I failed a lot of times because I'm very emotional and shit like that. But like sobbing or actually crying, I need to have like a really bad and dark place in my mind to actually start full on tears, sobbing and shit like that. I don't really cry in public. I might like have a little tear, and that's it. You don't get a lot out of me, but it's, for me, the thing is that it's unhealthy to keep in emotions. It's very unhealthy for me, but I don't really cry about it. But I do find a way to let my emotions out. Sometimes I just don't feel any point to actually cry or do anything. I had some terrible emotional moments lately. Sometimes crying just doesn't do it for you. It's getting a bit too dark, so I hope this is a bit better. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than to more quiet, intimate ones. Well, when it comes to hanging out and having fun, then yeah, I like a loud party. But it depends on the situation. I have very specific tastes and very specific things. So I would agree, but I would like minorly agree. I'm not saying that I'm very so fucking sophisticated, but I have my specifications on what I would like in that place to be. A lot of it depends on what people I see there, what sort of music is playing there, what actually is happening there. I'm just a very specific person. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. Yeah, I actually like that, yeah. I'll probably agree with that. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And that's why maybe for some people that it's bad. If I am not emotionally in a good place and where I'm at, you would think that it might be beneficial for me to stay there. But I just cannot step over myself, and I'll just say, no, fuck you, I'm going. And I'll feel good about myself in my heart. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience. Definitely not. I usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. I'll put it neutral, because depending on what had happened. Thankfully, I'm in a place where I don't have people that I need to take my vengeance upon them. So I'll just put it in neutral. I don't know, it depends on who this person is to me. So if it's a loved one and they fucked up, I would rather forgive them. But if it's someone is trying to get under my skin, then yes, I would rather take my revenge upon them if it's possible. But thankfully, I don't need to deal with those kind of people, because mostly all the people that are in my circle now, they are just people that I chose to talk to and communicate, so I don't have to do that. You often make decisions on a whim. Yes, I do. I know I do. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. Depends on what am I doing. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'll put it in neutral. These questions are so unspecific that I don't know. There were situations when it was like that, with situations when it wasn't like that. Sometimes I feel more productive when I spend time by myself. If I have to do something specifically, like edit or, I don't know, practice the guitar or shit like that. I need my silence and my private time. And when I do my makeup, it's the same thing. I mean, I don't mind if someone sits next to me and talks to me, but it'll just be a lot quicker if I do it by myself on my own. Next. Okay, you often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or the message of a song or movie. Yeah, I like to do that. I like to find what it means, what happens, why is it so, and blah blah. It's just the way I am. I like reading lyrics of songs, and sometimes you would realize that the meaning of the lyrics are a lot deeper than it actually seems. Especially, like, for example, Nirvana, their freaking lyrics is actually very, very deep poetry. You just need to read it, and it's mind-blowing, honestly. You always know exactly what you want. Yeah, I actually know what I want. Sometimes I'm just afraid of what I want. That's why I don't always say what I want, but I usually just know what I want. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what could have you done differently. I'll put it in neutral, because it depends. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. Yes. I mean, if I go to a restaurant, I would like to get a corner at the restaurant where no one really sits around me, especially if I want to, have a normal conversation, just because, there are a lot of people that I don't know, and it's just awkward and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I really have social anxiety or anything like that, but I feel more comfortable if there are not too many people around me that I don't know and that I have no control about the situation. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Well, mostly yes. That's why I don't like to answer the question, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I don't know. I don't know what's gonna be tomorrow. You're asking me about 10 years. Who the fuck are you? You often have a hard time, and I don't think it's about like professional bullshit. It's about you, like the way that you live. And it's not a wrong way to live, because you don't know where you're gonna end up. I know what I want to do, but I don't know if it's gonna work out. I want for it to work out, but there are circumstances in life that happen. They just happen. You don't have control upon it. You know, for example, you say you want to be somewhere in 10 years, but hey, you can just accept the possibility that you're going somewhere on a holiday in the next week and your plane crashes and you die. That's just the reality of life. Sorry for being dark and cynical. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. No, I wouldn't say so. I quite understand what other people feel. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Because if I'm starting to do something, I want to decide here and now what needs to be done. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. Yeah, I kind of have that because, you know, I'm fucked up as hell. So I would like people not to get disappointed in me, but I'm not all perfect. So yeah, it's a matter of time when people start to see my imperfections, and I have a lot of them. And to be fair, I feel more comfortable when they kind of like see the whole me, like not really disappointed, but like they see the whole person of me, because it's easier to live this way. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Yeah, agree. You often drift away into daydream about various ideas. Now, oh yeah, I'm a big daydreamer. You look after yourself first, and then others come in second. That's definitely about me. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. No, I disagree. If I put myself in a routine, I will follow the routine. Your mood can change very quickly. Yes, I do agree. You often contemplate the reason for human existence or the meaning of life. Kind of yeah, kind of not. I mean, I like talking about what it means and everything, but not that I'm like really wondering and I don't know what the fuck is happening around me, because I'm cutting the bullshit. Because like there are things that I cannot control. Meaning of life, just live, just fucking live and enjoy it. That's the meaning of the fucking life. Because, you know, everyone can find their own meaning in their life and what they love doing. And I'm just enjoying life and what it is and in what circumstances you have. Because that's what living means in itself. But I mean, I can get into conversations about that, so that's why. I mean, I don't disagree, so I'll just put it in neutral. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. Oh yeah, I like to talk about what I feel, but it's not a bad thing. I'm an open person. I'm an open book. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. No way, no, I don't. I don't know. You rarely dwell on your regret. Yeah, just put neutral. I don't know. Sometimes I have my regrets of what I did, but I cannot change anything. Sometimes I'm just sad about it, but I get over it quite quick. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of getting away. Not really, but it depends on the people and what emotions they make me feel, so that's why. You see yourself as a more of a realistic than a visionary. I'm on both, I think. I like the visionary, but you know, I have to be realistic as well. So I'll be neutral. I find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have. I think yes. Well, not completely, but yes. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent effort. I mean, I try to stay organized, but you know, I prefer to do things when I feel like doing them. It's sort of the way it is. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Unfortunately, as I said, I am quite impulsive. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Completely agree, yes. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Yes, but not always. Some selfish bitch. You still honor the commitments you have made even if you have a changed heart. Well, yes I do, because if I'm gonna get myself into something, I'm gonna finish what I've got myself into. Mostly. You rarely feel insecure. Yeah, I rarely feel insecure actually. I don't feel insecure at all. Apparently, I am a protagonist, which is kind of weird. But let's see what's going on. I'm 69% extroverted, 63% intuitive. I'm a more of a feeling nature than a thinking nature. I'm 57% judging and 43% perspective. Okay, and 51% turbulent. So what about the protagonist? Everything you do right now reply outwards and affects everyone. Your posture can shine your heart or transmit anxiety. Your breath can radiate love or muddy the room in depression. Your glance can awake joy. Your words can inspire freedom. Your every act can open hearts and minds. Protagonists are natural-born leaders. No, I'm not. Full of passion and charisma, forming around 2% of population. They are oftentimes our politicians, our coaches, and our teachers, reaching out and inspiring others to achieve and to do good in the world. With the natural confidence that biggest influence, protagonists take a great deal of pride and joy in guiding others to work together to improve themselves and their community. Firm believers in the people. People are drawn to strong personalities. Personalities radiate authenticity, concern, and altruism. Unafraid to stand up and speak when they feel something needs to be said. They find it natural and easy to communicate with others, especially in person. And their intuitive traits help people with protagonist personalities type reach every mind, be it through facts and logic or raw emotions. Protagonists easily see people's motivations and seemingly disconnected events and are able to bring these ideas together and communicate them as a common goal and with an eloquence that is nothing short of mesmerizing. The interest protagonists have in others is genuine, almost to a fault. When they believe someone, they can come to involve the other person's problems, place too much trust in them. Luckily, this trust tends to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, as protagonists' altruism and authenticity inspire those they care about to become better themselves. But if they aren't careful, you can overextend their optimism, sometimes pushing others further than they're ready or willing to go. Protagonists are vulnerable to another snare as well. They have tremendous capacity for reflecting on and analyzing their own feelings, but if they get too caught up in another person's plight. They can develop a sort of emotional hypochondria, seeing other people's problems in themselves, trying to fix something in themselves, and it's wrong. If they get to a point where they are held back by limitations someone else is experiencing, it can hinder protagonist's ability to see past the dilemma and be of any help at all. When this happens, it's important for protagonists to pull back and use that self-reflection to distinguish between what they really feel and what is separate issues that needs to be looked at from another perspective. People with the protagonist personality type are passionate, altruists, sometimes even to a fault, and they are unlikely to be afraid to take the slings and arrows while standing up for the people and ideas they believe in. It is no wonder that many famous protagonists are cultural and political icons. This personality type wants to lead the way to a brighter future, whether it's by leading a nation to prosperity or leading their little league softball team to a hard-fought victory. Okay, so Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, John Cusack, Ben Affleck. Who else? Malala Yousafzai, Sean Connery, Jennifer Lawrence, Maya Angelou, Daenerys Targaryen, Morpheus, Elizabeth Bennet, the Oracle, Skylar White. Oh my god, this is fun. Celie Booth from Bones. Strengths and weaknesses. Okay, tolerant protagonists are true team players, and they recognize that means listening to other people's opinion even when they contradict their own. They admit they don't have all the answers and are often expected to dissent so long as it remains constructive. Reliable. One thing that gals protagonists the most is the idea of letting down a person or cause they believe in. If it's possible, protagonists can always be counted on to see through. Charismatic. Charm and popularity are qualities protagonists have in spades. They instinctively know how to capture the audience and pick up on mood and motivation in ways that allow them to communicate with reason, emotion, passion, restraint. Whatever the situation calls for, talented imitators, protagonists are able to shift their tone and manner to reflect the needs of the audience while still maintaining their own voice. Altruism, natural leaders, protagonists' weaknesses, overly idealist, too selfless, too sensitive, fluctuating self-esteem. Oh yeah, definitely. Trouble to make through decisions. Oh yes, definitely. Romantic relationships. Interesting. People who share the protagonist's personality type feel most at home when they are in a relationship, and few types are more eager to establish a loving commitment with their chosen partners. Protagonists take dating and relationships seriously, selecting partners with an eye towards a long haul rather than the more casual approach that might be expected from some types in the explorable group. There's really no greater joy for protagonists than to help along the goals of someone they care about, and the interweaving of lives that committed relationship represents the perfect opportunity to do just that. I'm a slow walker, but I never walk back. Even in the dating phase, people with protagonist personalities, they are ready to show their commitment by taking the time and effort to establish themselves as dependable, trustworthy partners. The intuitive trait helps them to keep up with the rapidly shifting moods that are commonly early in relationships, but Protagonists will still rely on conversations about their mutual feelings, checking the pleasure of the relationship by asking how things are and if there's anything else they can do. That while this can help to keep conflict, which protagonists abhor, to a minimum, they also risk being overbearing or needy. Protagonists should keep in mind that sometimes the only thing that's wrong is being asked what's wrong. Too often, protagonists don't need to be happy, just to know that if their partner happy, and for their partner to express their happiness through visible affection. Making others' goals come to fruition is often the chiefest concern of protagonists, and they will spare no effort in helping their partners live the dream. If they aren't careful though, protagonists' quest for their partner's satisfaction can leave them neglecting their own needs.
And it's important for them to remember to express those needs on occasion, especially early on.
Strange thing. Okay, so if you made it this far, congratulations. It's been a long one. But my only thought about it is that my husband, he took the test for me, like as he would take it instead of me and would answer what he thinks I would say. And in that situation, I was an entertainer and not a protagonist. He took the test himself and he's a protagonist, and I know that. And this really sounds more like him. So I'm just wondering, you know what I'll do? I'll take the test for him and I'll update you what personality he is, because I'm just wondering if our partner knows us better than we do. We don't see the full picture, so that's what I'm gonna leave you for the next video, 100%. I think this was an interesting journey. I'm a bit confused with the protagonist, maybe because he took it for me and I was an entertainer, and that one sounded more like me. But I mean, I didn't even try to answer the questions the way he answered them for me, because I don't remember those kind of things, and I just did what I felt like. I'll take it for him and I'll see if there will be anything, if he'll be a different personality then that will be very intriguing. So I'll leave the research results for later on, for next time. Thank you for joining me today. Sorry for being in such a dark room, but it took me a while and I started this countdown. And thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, check my Instagram down below. I'll link the website of the 16 personalities test. You can take it for yourself. You can have fun and get your partner taking it, but take it for yourself and see what the result. Maybe he knows you better than you are. Feel free to read about all the personalities as they are listed on the website. So if you're interested, you can always find out what other personalities are like, what kind of people they can be. You know, there's a lot of things that we don't know about ourselves and about our potentials. This surprised me a lot because, I mean, I'm a leader, really. You know, I might appear like a lot, like really confident in front of people or friends and shit like that. But sometimes I'm like, I'm just a fuck up. I ain't got my shit together, of course not. But I just live the way life goes, and that's what it is. But hey, enough about me. Thank you for joining me today. Hit the notification bell, check out my Instagram, and thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me today, for listening to this long ass story, and I'll see you next time. Bye.